believe we're done with our discussion, so we'll move on to item 6, public input on solid waste matters.
What would you have on mind on that?
Is there any public input?
It's usually open to questions, if anybody has any questions. But otherwise, it's not any information normally ever given. It's just we're required by law to put that on the agendas. So somebody can come in and ask a question. So, am I right?
Yes, you're 100% right. So if there is no discussion, we move on to...
Well, we talked about the garbage tags when we were talking about
That's in the open public forum. Item number 7. Yes.
I was wondering, it seemed like you were going to discuss the garbage tags earlier. I was just going to ask if you're going to do that at this time.
We're moving right on to that right now. Item number 7, which is public forum, talk about just about anything. Let's talk about those garbage tags.
Okay. They had, the information that we gathered was as far as possibly looking at different options, whether to offer one bag or garbage can without a tag, what would we have to charge to make sure we recoup the same amount of money. We recently ordered 30,000 tags that cost approximately 4.5 cents. In order for us to achieve the same amount of revenue, 40 cents tag less the cost of the tag brought it down to about 36 cents times 52 weeks, provided everybody puts out one a week, divided by the 12 months, you're talking $1.56 a month, rounded to roughly $1.60. So in order to make sure you would at least get the same amount of revenue, you would probably want to look at around that $1.60 increase in monthly fee.
And that would allow them one garbage container.
Right.
And then if they had the second one, that would take a second tag and a third tag.
So they eliminate the tags altogether and pay an additional?
No, you would eliminate the tag on the
First
On
tag.
the first, okay.
So the garbage fee would be $1.60, and they get one can of garbage. Anything over one, they put a tag
So
on.
instead of paying, what, $11 now for garbage?
Dee Dee, can you help me? It's $10.50 for the garbage portion.
Okay. So instead of paying $10.50, we'd basically playing easy numbers would be $12. And you wanted to buy a tag.
On there, so it's not an additional $3.50.
No, because that's what gets you at your 14 now. Your 14 is
But
made
that
up of those two
eliminate the
fees.
one person with a hard time tying them on there and forgetting them and not having any on a Monday morning at 6 o'clock and take off for work.
It's 20 below, everybody has a hard time tying them on.
Huh?
I said when it's 20 below, everybody has a hard time
And that
tying them on.
would, that would be your pro. Your con would possibly be the person that maybe only uses one tag a month. It only is costing them 40 cents right now, where now it'll cost them $1.50, $1.60, whatever you would decide on. Yeah, perhaps the elderly person or the snowbird that right now in the winter time, I'm just trying to think of your different things you might face. Right now they don't use it for 4 or 5 months, so they would see an increase even though they're not using it over those 4 or 5 months. And if people are real creative, if they know their neighbor's gone, they might put one of their cans over their neighbor's. I don't know how creative they are, but
When you figured that, Sandy, is that total tags for the year? Is that how you figured that?
no, we ordered 30,000 and the cost was about 4.5 cents.
But you
So
have
what
no
we
idea
did-
how many you use a year on average?
No, we don't, no.
Okay.
We probably could figure that out.
Well, that's what
That
I'm
would be a
saying.
more
there's,
accurate way of...
yeah, there's a lot of, I see a lot of places that got 2 and 3 garbage cans full, and I've seen a lot of them that got one little kitchen bag,
Exactly.
So if you eliminate the one baggers, you're still going to have a lot of them, you're still going to use a lot of tags, because there's going to be people that have the 2 and 3.
Yeah, and
I guess is what I'm saying. So
Right, no.
you're not, I don't know, the math didn't quite, that's why I asked how many
No,
tags a year.
that's what we'd have to recoup, provided we give one
Mm-hmm. And
at no
that's for
cost.
this
That's
amount
all
of,
we figured in.
that's
just
for this
one.
amount of tags.
No.
No.
Oh, that's
No.
per year?
No, that's the cost per tag. What they're proposing to give is every consumer
I got
one
that.
free can.
I got that.
And instead of putting on the tag, if everybody puts out one can
Mm-hmm.
a week,
Under
that's
11.
what we would have to charge based on
that figure.
them not
But then there's
putting on
going
a
to be
can.
the, at least a third of the people are going to have 2 or 3 cans.
But we're just saying what we'd have to recoup for that one free one.
You're taking like
the one that we're not putting the
1100.
tag on.
But you're,
1,100 people.
1,100 users.
right, but you're still
eliminating
going, you're
4
still
tags
going
a
to have
month.
some of those tags that are helping pay on the 2 and 3.
Right. But, and we're not figuring right. We realize that. This is just what we would have to get back because we're not selling that first tag anymore.
Right.
And that's why it would go up the $1.56.
Which is about right, it's 4 tags.
4 tags.
That you
Yeah.
eliminate, so it's about $1.60.
Yeah.
A little
Okay.
more because there's 52 weeks in a year divided by
Right.
the 12 weeks.
And that-
But that's why I'm saying is we're basing that on everybody putting out one
Yeah.
a week, and you may have somebody that only puts out one a month, but they're still going to see an increase of $1.50 or
Exactly.
$1.60 as opposed to having to only use one tag.
Do you think the tags are really necessary? Do we need the tags at all?
We are
Oh, yeah.
required to regulate how much we put out there because we were in
Unit-based.
compliance, yes, unit-based.
You've got-
Now, other ways of doing it is through a bag. We started off with a bag system, did we not,
It's more
Sandy?
expensive.
They fell apart.
Oh,
A
pardon?
lot more expensive,
Just
I don't know
isn't
if
it?
it's more expensive, they just fell apart. Really?
They thought it would disintegrate them.
And see, what Lakeview does is they take the one that they're having inside the house and they take it out and put it into another garbage bag. And they made their first garbage bag so you can see into it. And once you put it inside the other one, I mean, they haven't made a thing. But it's their
We
system.
have
that
to
works.
have a tag or a bag system?
Well, to me, it's a, yeah, 'cause we gotta reduce our landfill,
Yes.
that's the way of doing it, and knowing, but to me, we gotta have a system to, you know, some people like us, my wife and I, who do a halfway decent job of recycling, we probably have 2 small bags every Monday. But you get somebody who has 4 or 5 kids, they're gonna have 6 or 7, so I wanna pay my share, but I don't wanna pay their share, 'cause it's all on tonnage.
Right.
So you're paying your own share.
But these tags have created such animosity with people right now.
But more and more towns are going to it.
Really?
Early started doing it.
I think share,
Last year.
I think share is going.
I think everybody in the county
We
uses
gotta
bags
monitor our
or
trash,
tags.
but we gotta send a garbage truck back up because they didn't pick up his trash the first time. But now that they put their tag back on, they gotta go back up and go,
That's probably why they left it.
Pick it up.
Didn't put a tag on it, so then they gotta go back to pick it up.
so I mean, we're kinda losing the other way too. You see what my point is?
You know, I think I agree with you that we need to be a little more firm on that. They miss, I mean, my garbage man, I know he comes at between 7:30 and 8, you just gotta have your garbage out, isn't that? You have it out there.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, I think,
Comes down to service.
yeah. Ooh.
But Brian, another problem we have is we have to do a better job recycling, the way we're doing SAC does. Because we cannot see what's actually in those bags or whatever they're in inside those containers. We really don't know. We've got paper envelopes, whatever. I don't know if our residential is that bad, but it's our commercial. It's our businesses that are hurt us.
And Dennis, and if they pick up the garbage and they think that you have something recyclable in it, they'll rip it open and they will not take it.
See, that's what we need to do.
So we're
Mandate
very
recycling.
lenient here.
Well, it is. It is mandatory right now, residential, but not commercial. Commercial's not part of it. I don't understand, but that was the way everything was set up.
Maybe have John hire a new garbage
mandatory
cop.
for them.
Yes.
It's not mandatory for them, for the city to pick it up.
Right.
It is mandatory that they recycle.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it should still not be picked up with
Right.